Well, here we are 10 years later on my dad's famous 1969 Camaro project. The car is now sitting on a Detroit Speed hydroform subframe. It has had extensive metal work to repair all of its extreme rust, including new floors, really everything, except for the original inner structures of it, like the body structure. New roof skin, quarter panels, deck filler. This trunk lid is not going to stay on here. We're going to actually use the original trunk lid because it fits better. New tail panel, trunk floor. Underneath the back is the full DSE rear suspension kit for this car as well. Got a different door on this side. The original one was all smashed. Did some metal work to make it fit. Replaced all the rusted out cowl panel pieces. The engine bay is the crazy big block that he has for it. So we're going to end up using the original fenders for the car because they fit so much better than the aftermarket ones, and we'll just do rust repair on them. Got the driver's side fender in progress of stripping the white paint and the original Daytona Yellow paint off of it. We've got the passenger side door back here. It's the original door. Stripping off all the paint on it as well. You can see that original Daytona Yellow. It's a little sticker thing. New cowl hood for the Camaro as well, to replace the cowl hood that was on the car. It had some weird damage in this area where it had been like dented in for some reason. Driver's door was not usable for the car, so we're not going to use that one. It's too rusted out. That's why that has the new driver's door on it. Got a new old stock front piece. Over here, the cowl panel and lower valence are original as well.
Oh, no, it's original! I will admit, the metal is legitimately thick on this thing.
Check out the bottom of this one, though. How does that happen? Keep in mind, this entire thing was completely smashed in here. Like, I need to work this out a little bit more here. It'll be okay. Started on this project in 2012, and then we got busy and never really continued on it. Yeah, things have happened. Now it's getting done. Mint.
I'm sculpturing the firewall.
That looks beautiful. Yeah, this will be beautiful. Vintage air kit will go inside here with the factory heater box for the big block on the outside with the heater core lines running out in the big block location. So it looks original, but it'll really have full vintage air. But ultimately this will all go hot rod black. So it's just like, it'll look really good. And the interior for that matter too, I guess. Expert Aaron's seam sealing. Look at all that beautiful seam sealer. Aaron just laid down the most epic amounts of seam sealer on this car. Pulled the lines super tighter on these cowl boxes. The whole underside is seam sealed. It's hard to see in this video because it's not up in the air. But talk about a nice sealed up car. This is it. wheel wells, or it's all been sealed together. All the DSE componentry and brackets under the car, all the factory seam sealer locations, the back, you name it. This thing is tight. Inside the trunk.
The gray primer that you see is epoxy sealer.
Wow, this looks really good. This looks great.
I allowed this to cure for a day, and then I went back and sprayed black base coat, followed by matte clear coat to give the most durable finish in a factory style. It came out looking absolutely incredible. A quick remask of the body later, and it was time for polyester primer. My preferred flavor of choice today is the Evercoat Feather-Filled G2. This primer is really neat in the sense that it uses MEKP as the hardener. It doesn't shrink as it cures as most urethane primers do. This is an excellent choice for laying this thick primer down with the speed that it needs so it doesn't harden in the gun.
We're getting it ready to go into the paint booth here.
Yes.
Now it's time to get dusty and lay on my back again. The mask off the bottom. Right here. Exactly.
Actually, what I ought to do is
Aaron is buffing the original paint at single stage. Then we can scan the original paint with our photo spectrometer and get the original Daytona Yellow color off of our paint bank. This car was originally painted Daytona Yellow. You can still see the original paint here on the cowl box. Well, what's left of it. Well, what's left of it. So there's a good area down low here. It's very buffable that we're going to try and scan and see if we can get a reading on it. The place where the magic happens. Actually have those toners in stock since it's saying low quantity. 1463 and 61. Yeah, we're good on those.
With the base coat formula figured out, it was time to make the mix and get to painting. I really love these classic colors because they're very simple and easy to make. For instance, this Daytona Yellow has great base coat coverage because it uses a lot of white in the yellow mix, which is excellent for solving the yellow transparency conundrum. If you're in the industry, you'll know what I mean. To begin this beautiful paint job, I'm laying down some white sealer. This is an excellent foundation color for the yellow base coat. As usual, I'm spraying it through my Sada 1500 V-Solve. This is an excellent choice for the Lessenol Primer Pro sealer that I love to use. This particular sealer mix is mixed 3 to 1 to 1, and I use a slow reducer when I'm doing a complete paint job like this. The body only needs 1 coat of sealer prior to the base coat application. Once the gloss has left the sealer, it's ready to accept the next stage of the project. Once I had the sealer applied, it was time to move right on to yellow. With a full paint job like this, I like to use slow reducer so the base coat lays down as smooth as possible. This painting session is a little bit of a long one, so kick back, relax, and enjoy the music. After the base coat was laid down to perfection, it was time to move on into the clear coat. Of course, as always, there is no better clear for a job like this than Sicken's Superior 250. Always eloquent and always expensive. But you know what they say, you get what you pay for. Anyway, this clear is mixed 2-to-1, and I am spraying it today through my SATA 5000 with a 1.3 tip and a RP air cap. Well, the SATA 5000 isn't necessarily the most efficient thing in the world. It definitely atomizes this clear perfectly and lays it down like glass, which that's definitely worth it in my book to get a finish off the gun that you could leave alone if you don't want to necessarily cut and buff the whole entire car. My particular gun here is of the digital variety, which has a pressure gauge on the base of it. I set the pressure when I spray this clear to 29 psi. My gun settings are as follows for this clear. 29 psi at the inlet of the gun, and the fluid and fan wide opens. So in other words, give it all she's got, Captain. You'll lay it down perfectly. Now let's talk about the application of this clear for just a split second. When I spray it, I prefer to use Superior 250 Slow, which is definitely the slow variety. I've noticed that it has a tack-free or dust-free time of about 45 minutes, so it gives me a lot of time to apply this without any issues. I like to use this so I don't get any accidental overspray or drop down onto adjacent panels when I'm spraying a complete body like this. When I spray it, I'll start off and do a 60 to 70% close coat the first coat. With these settings, I definitely notice some orange peel and texture to the way it sprays, but that's not a problem. By the time I make it around the body completely the first go around, with the booth temperature between 75 and 80 degrees, it'll have just a tiny bit of tack, which is perfect for the next coat. The next coat I'll lay down with full coverage so it's a nice flowing coat. I could stop there, and usually I do on a production job, but on a nice classic car like this, I want to take it a step further. At this time, I'll then go and leave the booth for about an hour. I'll go eat dinner or watch YouTube or do something else really. And I'll come back, and by then it'll have a little bit of a tack to the clear coat, and this is ideally what I like to see. From there, I'll lay down the third coat with a full close coat, so it's a flowing coat. Anyways, I hope this is somewhat helpful. Alright, back to spraying some clear. Oh man, this thing is looking good. One last little tip though. What I'm grabbing here is Clear Blender. This stuff is infamous with used car dealers who may be trying to save costs and only paint part of a panel. It also works really great for when you have a little bit of a dry edge. This clear, it took me so long to go around the car the final time that it did tack up a little bit. So what I'm doing here is just spraying it over that little blend zone so it melts the two sides together. Obviously the clear that I started out with is nowhere near cured, so by the time that the solvent does its job, you won't be able to see any sort of overspray or dry edge between the two layers of clear.
God, this looks really good. I want to get it out of the boot, see what it looks like out there. Maybe we can just get away without even cutting and buffing this thing.
I don't know what I was thinking. It looks kind of factory, like it would have been back in the day.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Is like, it kind of looks factory. Like, I don't, depends on what my dad wants, really.
The work on this Camaro has been nothing short of monumental, but we couldn't be happier with the way it's turning out. You can see here the combination of the yellow combined with the matte black on the firewall and the interior is absolutely perfect. The underside was also painted with the same matte black paint. The rear wheel wells were coated with USC Defender, which is a super durable activated undercoating. This will be great to keep rock chips at bay, especially on Alaska's rocky streets. Once the paint was allowed to cure for a few days, we put the car back on the lift. Here it is, awaiting reinstallation of the full DSE suspension underneath the body so that it's able to go back home.
Don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to our channel so we can keep making great content just like this.
We'll see you on the next one.